Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to go over the 1000 Suspendium Shop and all the events that were added in this last update. I'm going to get started immediately with the 1000 Suspendium Shop that you can find under the shop menu in the special tab, and we can see here the special 1000 Suspendium Shop. If we click on view items, we will see all the different packs that are all priced at 1000 Suspendium each. And I will go over all of them really quickly and just talk a bit more on the ones that are really important. And the first ones are all pretty important. The Revolution Fragment pack and the Radiant Revolution Fragment packs are all good. I will say the green fragments are more important than the orange ones because we get 3400 green fragments, which is almost a fully upgraded SSR Plus in terms of main nodes unlocked. So that's pretty good. And you can also use them to unlock some like Revolution 4 and 5 4 SSR units, especially supports that have really good ones. So it makes a lot of sense to buy at least these 10 packs for a total of 10,000 Suspendium. Really, really good. The 10 packs for the Radiant Revolution fragments are a bit less important because we only get 11,000 of the orange ones, which is like level 13 or 14 of a subnode for an SSR plus DPS unit. So the use is less wide, I would say. If you have an SSR plus unit for which you need investment in the subnodes, then okay, go for it as well. It's definitely a good place to get this kind of resource. Otherwise, you can also slightly skip it or only buy the 3000 fragments for 2000 Suspendium, so these two packs, and that's about it. The next packs are going to be the Master Keys. The Master Key pack 2, you can buy 150 keys for 5000 Suspendium, which is around 33.3 Suspendium each, which is cheaper than the 50 you would buy. Like you would need to buy one key every single day. So that's a good deal. And the other one is okay-ish, I would say, but for a free-to-play player, I wouldn't go for it. And I'm probably not even going for it myself. I will see. I will think about it. Could be worth it. Is around the 75 cost, which is equal to doing 2 purchases of keys every single day. So it's an okay deal. I will probably buy it. Actually, whatever. Let's buy it. But yeah, okay, not that important. The 31, the one that give you 150 in total, is good. I might go for it if you are a low spender. I would avoid it if you are free to play, because 5000 Suspendium is still quite an amount, I would say. But yeah, up to you. That one is a good deal. This one just average. Up to you. Then we have the SSR Soulstone packs, and both of these from my point of view are kind of a trap. Is like you get a random SSR unit for 11,000 Suspendium. Not worth it from my point of view, so I would just skip it. Just because we have so many useless SSR units, it doesn't make any sense to go for 2 random copies for that price. And similarly, I would say also the SSR Plus Soulstone pack can be skipped. It's like 27,000 Suspendium for a random SSR Plus unit. Not worth it from my point of view. Then we have the 3 Essence Facility packs for Strength, Dexterity, and Intelligence. And I will say these ones are not too bad if you don't have the 2nd and 3rd wheel unlocked yet. I would buy probably the 5,000 packs, so these ones, for the wheels you're missing. Like if you're missing Dexterity investment, just buy the 25,000 crystals. That could be a worthwhile investment, but it's quite pricey also in that case. So I don't know. I would probably skip it most of the times, but if you feel like you are behind in one of the 3 facilities, you might want to buy the 5,000 one. I would never probably buy the 3,000 one, but that's kind of up to you. The Enhanced Extracts pack, absolutely trash, don't buy it. This one as well, 1000 for only $1 is really shit. If it was 10, you could think about it. 1, absolute trash. Then we have the Whetstone packs for the ignition weapon upgrades. I will say not really that important. It's only 5 of these, or like this one is equal to one of the others, so it's 10 more. It's 15 of the gold whetstones for 15,000 suspendium. Not worth it from my point of view. I still bought it because I have plenty of suspendium, but I wouldn't recommend anyone to do it. The enhanced hammers, absolute trash. Skip them, don't buy them, makes no sense. Shinsu packs, 1500 Shinsu for 1000 suspendium is not the best of deals. You would rather refresh the agency instead of buying these packs. So from my point of view, not that worth it. But that being said, if you're stuck and you're missing like 10,000 Shinsu to get to the last link to the next 20 levels or whatever, go for it. But in general, I would avoid it. It really makes no sense. It's better to just refresh the agency. Then we have the EXP pack. This one is a good deal. I will say 2,000 hours for 10,000 suspendium is not bad. So definitely worth buying. And Link EXP is going to be lacking further down the line. But again, if you're a new player, if you're a free-to-play player, you could probably ignore this one because you won't have any shortage of EXP anytime soon, and saving 10,000 suspendium might be better, but that's kind of up to you. Then we have these data shard packs. I only bought them because I'm a bit behind in that kind of content, and in the research lab I would like to have a few more levels. So this one bought me like a 1.5 level for one of the roles. It's not much, but I felt like investing 10,000 in my situation was fine. I would not recommend it for most players though, so also ignore this one. So yeah, that's pretty much the recap for the 1000 Suspendium Shop. Now if we go over the other events that we get here, we have the Giga Boss Battle. I'm not going to go over the exact comps, also because I didn't really test it too much, I just auto played it a bit. But we can see here, this is the server-wide content. So like your server will play against all the other ones, and based on your total amount of points, you will be ranked and you will get different rewards. Now the rewards for the server ranking are not that insane. Actually, they're pretty irrelevant. So whatever, it doesn't really matter where your server is ranked, because as we can see here, mine is in the top 30%, and I get 1300 suspendium, whatever, 15 keys, whatever, and these random gifts chests are also whatever. So we don't really care where our server is ranked. What we care about is our personal ranking in our server. So as usual, the first 3 slots will have a different border, then we have the first 10, etc., etc. So yeah, this is the only important thing I would say. And then these rewards here are also okay. They will allow us to get some more dedicated resource that we are lacking. So it's okay. The point achievement reward is just for your server. You will get them for sure, all of them. So it's nice additions, I would say. And let's see what else. No, there is not much else to say. Now, if we talk about which kind of composition to run, we can just have a quick look at the boss, but the only important thing I would say is the passive. The giant worm is going to have physical pierce, which means your resistances are pretty much going to be useless or irrelevant, whatever. You really want to find a way for your team to be kind of invincible and not die instead of relying on resistances against him. But that's okay. And it's also telling us that this boss deals physical damage. So if you run like a slot 4 magic resistance, it's not going to give you any value. You might as well run crit damage instead. So that's one point. Then we have an important thing here. Its energy recovery is blocked while it's bleeding, which means Kaiser can inflict a bleeding, so she's fine by herself, doesn't really matter in her team. But on the other team we need some sort of bleed, and guess what? Lydiel has bleed in every single skill, so Lydiel will be a really great option in this boss fight. So yeah, that's the only thing that Lydiel will be good at, probably. So yeah, I would say one team you run Lydiel, the second team you run Kaiser, and you're fine. This boss is never going to cast the special move, which is great because the special move is really annoying. And then what else? Is immune to status effects, does not use basic attacks, so he's only going to use the two skills here. So one of them is just going to be an AoE attack with a knockdown, and is also dealing additional damage if the target, so your units, have a status effect or a debuff. Nothing too important. If you have a Garam, you will always be clean, let's say, so you won't really care about the additional damage. But yeah, whatever. Then we have the other attack, the Toxic Mucus. I don't know how to pronounce this one, but okay. Is going to again attack all enemies, blind all of them for 8 seconds, and decrease their attack by 30% for 20 seconds with stacks. So here again, you really want units that can remove your debuffs and that can also remove CCs and stuff. So for sure, Garam is great in one team, and in the other one you can run Anniversary Iwa if you ever stuff like that. So yeah, but well, I mean Anniversary Iwa if you have a Revolution 5. Otherwise, she's not going to have a cleanse. You can run, I don't know, Tank Hats. You could run a unit like Evan. You could run Lozel, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing units out there. I'm not going to give you guys the best composition. I'm just going to give you guys some ideas here and there. Because one, I don't know the best composition yet. And two, this is a kind of server competition. So it wouldn't be the best of ideas to give all of you guys the best comp. But already with the information that you should run Lydiel in one team, Kaiser in the other, and that you should find ways to remove crowd controls, you should be able to put together some good compositions. And also the fact that you have to rely on some sort of invincibility instead of relying on resistances. So yeah, with all that said, let me see if there is anything else to mention here. Yeah, he's also going to summon a Goblin, which is good for units like Garam that are going to remove one of the two units, which is always going to be the Goblin, because the Goblin has 105% of the boss stats, so he's the highest attack unit. So units like Kunagero, Ancient Rock, or Garam are going to remove them from the fight, and your team can keep on focusing on the boss. That's the thing. The special move, if you run the two units I mentioned before, you won't have to worry about this one, but this is going to be a 100% hit rate attack on your highest attack unit. That's going to silence them for 10 seconds. Not a big deal on a Kaiser, I would say. Even if she were to be silenced, you don't really care too much. But yeah, on other DPS units could be pretty annoying. So yeah, that's the whole point of the boss fight. And again, you mainly have to compete with your own server. With your own server, because the server-wide ranking again doesn't really give great benefits. So whatever. Then what else? Let's look at the other events we have here right now. Lydia Boost Mission, whatever. Purchase Suspendium. This is only a sort of refund for people that are already buying packs, and you might want to not buy everything day one, just wait a few days and buy some packs for 5 different times over a period of these 14 days, let's say. So I already bought something yesterday and today, so I already have these 2 done. Tomorrow I will buy something else to get these resources. It's not much, it's just a slight refund or something like that. This one is also quite good, but nothing too insane. This one is a bit more interesting, so in any case I will still want to get here. And yeah, that's a nice refund, but nothing that should make you feel rushed to buy if you're free to play. Doesn't really matter. The total resources are really minimal. Then we have a new event that tracks how much Suspendium we spend, and I think the max is okay. Max already did it. 100,000 Suspendium. So already spent 100,000 since this event was released, both in the Suspendium Shop and the event that we're going to see now in a second, that is the Purification event. Again, here you don't have to feel rushed to spend because the thing you get are really nothing overall, so it doesn't really matter. This 50 is okay, but it's only 50, so whatever. Then we have the last event here. Well, okay, we have the loot bonus, but I don't have to talk about this one. We have the Shinsu Purification event. This is a bit tricky, kind of. You will have to like start the purification mode. You will see you have a chance of getting letters and purification points, but the way this works is that you have to create 6 teams, well actually 18 teams, because you have 3 groups of 6 teams each, and every team needs 5 units. And as you can see here, I cannot do anything now because all the other units are resting. The ones that I have here, they are resting, so I cannot really deploy them anymore, and I don't have enough for a second try. So you're kind of limited at once every day if you don't wish to spend Suspendium on it. Which means you're not going to get a lot of points, you're not going to get a lot of letters, and you might lose out on some rewards that we're going to look at in a second. But first, I just wanted to mention a quick thing, and that is we get more purification points if the units involved are going to be Lilial or Garam. We get 2 additional points per limit break on those units. So yeah, that's mainly the idea. Now I will just spend 270 Suspendium. This is kind of static, it never changes. So with 270 you can just remove the block on your units. You do auto select, and it's going to create the all the teams for the 3 groups, as we can see here. So they are all the different units that I have selected here. Then if we do start, this is going to start the purification mode, and here you can see the time required and the rewards we are going to get. So this is also already including with all the investment that I got from selecting these units. Now we have different rankings. We have C, B, and A, and C, as you can see, gives me shit stuff. So I will spend 10 Suspendium. This is also static and never increases, no matter how many times you refresh it. I'm going to do it. Here we have a B. You see that now, well, it didn't really refresh, taking into account whatever. It's not going to be 70, it's going to be more than that. I don't know why it didn't refresh. The time needed is also going to go down. The number of letters is still quite low. Well, actually, this is the starting one. Let me just exit and come in again. Okay, now it's updated. Now it's 9. Before it was like 5-ish, I think, or 3. Maybe it was 3, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. But now I want to reset it again because B is not the highest one, so I will refresh it again. Now it's A. This one is the amount of stuff you get immediately without auto-filling everything. Now I started again. We are here again at A. I auto-select. This is 15 of the random letters and 2200 of the purification point. These are not going to change much, but these are going to change. And we do care about the letters for the content that we're going to see in a second. And different letters will have different percentages. The most important ones are the yellow O and the blue O and the blue W. These are going to be needed in some of the exchanges we're going to see, and obviously you see the percentages are really low. So you really want to get as many letters as you can to have higher chances of acquiring those. And now I can just start it. And I could complete it now. This amount of Suspendium will go down over time. I will say I'm not going to do it. I already did it too many times today. I will just wait the 13 hours or whatever. Doesn't really matter for me. But if we go here in the board, we will see we have two different kind of rewards. We have the total completion reward. So if you get every single letter that's available, you will get a title, doesn't really matter, 30 summons and 800 grave fragments. Not a bad deal, but it's quite difficult. Well, not quite difficult, but a bit expensive to get these rewards. Now here we have different exchanges. For the first two, you will have no problem exchanging all of them because you really get a shit ton of these lower letters. Also, over the period of time, if you don't do any refreshes, I'm pretty sure you can get them, no problem. The most difficult ones are going to be this one, the Radiant Revolution fragments. You can get 5,000 of them, but you need 5 of these blue O's. So not great. The other ones, as you can see, I already have plenty of them. And this one is also going to be tricky. I only got 3 blue W's. And this doesn't really matter, to be honest. I mean, it's not really that important. It's just 3 essence fragments. So okay, crystals, sorry. So okay. But as you can see, I only got 1 blue O because I only exchanged it once. And I bought 1 yellow O from the exchange shop that we're going to see in a second. So these two are going to be the most difficult to unlock, and actually the ones that you would like to unlock the most. So yeah, that's basically the rewards you get here. Nothing fancy, I'd say. We also have an additional thing that we'll see when we go back to the homepage, which is the race event that's based on this. And here is just showing us the rewards per difficulty. You can see you have a 50% chance of having a C rank mission, 30% of getting a B, 20% of getting an A, and you see here a different amount of rewards. Nothing much, again. We already saw the difference while we were filling in the teams. We have some buffs that I mentioned before, Garam and Lilial giving 2 extra purification point per limit break. That's about it. We have the exchange shop where we can use the points acquired to exchange for letters. And here we can see we have obviously the letters with the highest chances of appearing having a lower cost, and the ones with the lowest chances, which are these two and the yellow O, have a different amount of points. I only exchanged 1 yellow O and that's it. And I will exchange some more blue when I have more points. It will take a lot of time because you saw for each run it was like 2,000-ish points, so quite low. And yeah, not much else to say about this event. This is the only use that I could see for these points, so yeah, feel free to exchange them. I would only exchange them for one of these 2 letters. I would ignore also the W. Just save up your points and get an O or the other O if you're missing them. That's about it. Not much to say. The rewards are just okay overall. Not too insane, but it's okay. It's good. And we have the race that I was mentioning before for the purification point acquisition. Unfortunately, it was too quick, let's say, in obtaining these points, which put me with other spenders, kind of. So a lot of people that already spent a lot of Suspendium to get all the rewards, etc. And I'm stuck with them, so I will have an hard time getting high in the race and getting some good rewards. But in general, if you wait enough to acquire those points for the first time, you will be put in an easier kind of, how to say that, an easier bracket or something. So if you want to spend resources, I would say don't do it immediately. Just wait for you to be placed in an easier bracket and then go all in with your Suspendium spending and just be number 1, 2, or 3 of your bracket. That's about it for the race event. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it for the different events we got. If you have any questions or anything I didn't cover, let me know and I will try to reply to you. And that's pretty much it, I would say. Well, maybe one quick mention of the special summon. So this is the second time they added an SSR plus special summon for an old unit. This time we have Viol. Previously we had Urek. Is this going to be a recurring thing? I have no idea. If it is, that would be great. That would mean you guys could save for some specific units and max them out when they're released, or like when we get their special summon banner. But I don't know, because right now they released Urek and Viol. They both appeared in the anime. If they're going to release Jinsung next, that would still make me unclear on whether they want to release it for all units or only the ones that appeared in the anime season. I think they're going to do it for every unit, but again, I'm not sure yet. We got another one, but it's again the protagonist of season 2. So I don't know. We'll see, guys. For now, that's all I wanted to mention. So if you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!